Hong Kong, 11:47 p.m. A debt notice folded inside a school report card, both left on a wet pavement outside a closed restaurant. You make one call before the lights go out. Level 1, Silo. You are the bottom. Everyone above you has a number. You don't yet. You stand outside a mahjong parlor in Mongkok. You watch the entrance. You count the faces. If a face doesn't belong, you walk to the corner and light a cigarette. That's the signal. You are 17. You don't know who owns the parlor. You don't ask. The money arrives in a red envelope on the 7th day. It's more than your father made in a week at the docks. You fold it and say nothing to your mother. The risk is simple. You are the most visible. You are also the most replaceable. If you move from your post, or talk to the wrong person, or look too long at the wrong car, the envelope stops. And then something else happens instead, something that isn't explained to you, but that you understand from the way the older men look at you when they pass. You begin to understand that belonging has a price you haven't been shown yet. The night a plainclothes officer from the Hong Kong police force stops to ask you for directions, you give them calmly, correctly, and feel your hands stop shaking only after the car turns the corner. Level 2, Cho Hai. You're 19. You carry things now. Not drugs, not yet. Envelopes, phones, keys to storage units in Kwantong and Sham Shui Po. You are told where to go. You are told what time. You are never told what's inside. The arrangement is that you don't open anything. The rule is you arrive within the window. If you're late, you return the item and report the delay in person, not by message. One night in Yau Ma Tei, the contact doesn't appear. You wait 40 minutes in the rain outside a fish market. The smell of ice and scales. The fluorescent light above the stall flickering. You make no calls. You go back. The next morning, someone else explains, briefly, that the contact had been picked up by the Organized Crime and Triad Bureau the previous evening. You nod. You don't ask what happened to him. The psychological weight is this. You now understand the organization has layers you cannot see, and that people disappear from those layers without announcement. You are told soon after that you've been noticed. Level 3, 49er. You are 22. You have a number now. 49. The initiation is held in a rented room somewhere above a temple supply shop, in a part of Kowloon that smells of incense ash and raw wood. Candles on a folding table. Paper representing the ancestors. An older man, calm and unhurried, explains what you are swearing to. The words are old. The ceremony takes longer than you expect. At the end, you drink from a cup shared with the others in the room. Several young men you recognize, and 2 you don't. No one smiles. You are now bound. As a 49er, you collect. You stand behind the men who have conversations with business owners in Swenwan and Taipo. You don't speak. Your presence is the message. The risk is that the law sees you now, not as a runner, as a member. If you refuse a task, the men above you don't argue. They simply remove you from consideration, and the removal is not administrative. You stop thinking about the future in years. You begin thinking in weeks. One evening, you are asked to confirm whether a man named Ah Kwan has been meeting with officers from Eastern District. You report what you see. 3 days later, Ah Kwan is not around anymore. No one explains. No one needs to. You have just participated in something you didn't fully do, and that distinction stops mattering almost immediately. Level 4, Red Pole. You're 27. You have men beneath you now, and a specific function within the group's structure. Violence, when it is authorized, moves through you. In the Triad arrangement, the Red Pole is designated 426. The number is understood. The role is not loud. It's precise. You don't patrol. You respond. A dispute between a lender and a debtor in Tai Wai. A business in Twin Moon that has decided to stop paying. A message that needs to be delivered in a form that doesn't require words. You organize the response. You choose who goes. You don't always go yourself. The power increase is real. The 49ers beneath you move when you say. The consequence increase is also real. If an action draws police attention, if someone is hospitalized and talks, if a body creates noise in the press, the failure traces back to you. The OCTB begins to know your face. You feel it in the way certain streets feel different now. A car parked too long. A man reading a newspaper who doesn't turn the page. You are being documented. You don't know how much they have. You begin to sleep less, and you tell yourself it's discipline. A man in your unit, someone you trusted with coordination, is arrested and released within 48 hours without charge. That shouldn't be possible unless something was offered. You report this upward. You are told it's being handled. A week later, he's gone. You never find out which direction. The organization has just shown you that loyalty is audited constantly, and you are not exempt from the audit. Level 5. White paper fan. You are 31. You don't touch violence directly anymore. You are 415 now. The white paper fan handles the numbers, the agreements, the arrangements with legitimate businesses that allow money to move without tracing. You understand which restaurants hold accounts, which import firms carry more than goods, which lawyers ask no questions for a consistent monthly arrangement. You sit in offices now. You wear better clothes. You speak carefully on phones you change regularly. The power here is informational. You know more about the organization's actual structure than almost anyone. You know where the money goes and what names it travels under. That knowledge is also the danger. If you were ever taken by the Independent Commission Against Corruption, what you carry in your memory is worth more than anything the red pole below you could offer. Everyone above you is aware of that. The trust placed in you is also a leash. You are 33 when a business arrangement in Shenzhen begins to attract attention from mainland authorities, and the pressure crosses the border quietly, changing the texture of every conversation you have. You start to understand that the organization you serve has no loyalty to the structure, only to continuity.
Level 6.
Straw sandal, the liaison. You're 36. You are 432. The straw sandal moves between factions, between external partners, between the organization and the people it cannot be seen to know directly. You travel. Taipei, Macau, Vancouver, where a portion of the network operates behind import businesses in Richmond. You carry no contraband, you carry context. You translate between what one group needs and what another can provide. The role is diplomatic. The danger is exposure to all sides simultaneously. Interpol maintains files on transit patterns between Hong Kong, the mainland, and Southeast Asia. You know this because you've been told about people whose patterns became files. You adjust your movement accordingly. At 38, you are present in a meeting in a Taipei hotel room when two factions discuss a territorial disagreement. The conversation is controlled. Nothing visible happens in the room, but the temperature of the organization changes after that night, and two men who were at the table stop appearing at any table you're invited to. You were tested without being told it was a test. You passed by staying silent. But the fracture you felt that night in Taipei does not close. Level 7. Shan Chu. You're 44. You are 489, the highest operational number in the structure. You do not attend meetings. Meetings come to you in forms that don't look like meetings. A dinner, a walk, a phone call that is understood to carry a different conversation inside it. The Shan Chu holds the mountain. Every tax, every territorial income, every arrangement passes upward to you before it is sanctioned. You are not above the law in the formal sense. You are simply separated from it by enough layers that the law's hand reaches you only theoretically, until it doesn't. You are 46 when the OCTB executes coordinated arrests across 7 districts in a single morning. 43 people. 7 of them are in the layer directly beneath you. You are not arrested that morning, but 3 of the 7 talk. The ICAC opens a parallel financial investigation. The names in the accounts are not your name, but the patterns are recognizable to people trained to read patterns. Your lawyer calls, then stops calling and sends a junior instead. You stay in a flat in Clearwater Bay and wait. The waiting is the last form of power you have left. At 4:40 a.m. on a Tuesday, the door opens without being knocked. You are taken to the Eastern Magistrates Court 3 days later in a car with no markings. The indictment covers 11 years of documented organization activity, conspiracy, money laundering under the Organized and Serious Crimes Ordinance. Multiple counts. The courtroom is quiet. Your lawyers speak. The prosecution speaks longer. You are remanded. At Lai Chi Kok Reception Center, you are processed like everyone else. The men who swore to you, the ones still outside, do not visit. The mountain does not wait for the man who used to hold it. It finds a new name for the same arrangement and continues without a pause.